Hello, everyone, and welcome to Living the Savvy Life. Our channel is all about smart spending and looking at your finances from a lifestyle perspective. My name is Melissa Tosetti, and I am the founder of The Savvy Life, and this is my colleague.
Hi, I'm Kevin Gibbons.
Today, we're going to introduce you to the one sign that will let you know if you chose wisely when it comes to your clothes. And Kevin, what is that one sign that we know that we made a smart decision?
Well, one of the clearest indicators is if you have a compelling desire to repair that item of clothing as you wear it. Sometime early last year, I actually wrote an article about the importance and the value of mending your clothes. And if you care enough about your clothes that you will repair it when it is showing signs of wear, as opposed to either throwing it out or just downgrading it to a less significant part of your wardrobe, that means that you really cared about that. And one of the interesting things when I wrote that article is it was really prompted by something that I had read that indicated that Prince Charles of England, if you look at pictures of him, you can see signs of mending on his clothes. So here is one of the wealthiest men in the world, a virtual king's, and he has his clothes mended. One of the fascinating aspects about that is that his tailor, whenever he fabricates something new, a new piece of clothing, he always keeps the scraps so that he can have material to mend Charles's clothes as times go on. So if you find yourself wanting to mend the clothes that you're wearing, that's a really good sign that that is a valuable piece of your wardrobe.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with frugality, right? This is not about having your drawer full of socks that have been darned and darned and darned again. This really is a barometer for you to know that the items that are in your wardrobe are things that you truly, truly love. They make you feel great.
Exactly.
And that is actually excellent data for you. And one of the classes that we teach on the Savvy Wardrobe, how to build a savvy wardrobe, it starts with the idea of something that not everybody typically enjoys doing, but is a key component of it, is going through your closet and actually inventorying everything that you have, and not just like, yep. You gotta grab it all and you gotta throw it on the bed, and you have to try on every single item, which sounds, I don't like to think of myself as a lazy person, but I will fully confess I hate changing my clothes. It's going and trying on a bunch of clothes is just not something I enjoy doing. I enjoy wearing clothes that I love, but that process. So when I say that, I don't say it lightly because I know how daunting that can be. But what that does when you're trying something on and you're asking yourself, would I buy this again? When I put this on, do I feel good? Do I want to, do I feel confident when I'm wearing it? That's all excellent data for you. And hey, keeping those items and then starting to let go of all the items that don't make you feel great. And then the key aspect of that is to then pay attention.
Yep.
What is it about the clothes that you want to keep? And what is it about the clothes that you want to let go? So I'll give you a perfect example. I have dark hair, I have black hair, I have been told by a professional that black is my color. The color I'm most confident in and I enjoy. But I've also learned that I have to wear V-necks. Whenever you see me in more of a scoop neck shirt, it is not a good look for me. And so whenever I go shopping, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something with a wider neck so I don't look like this is my face.
I think there's some key aspects there.
What was that?
Yeah, I think there's some key aspects there because you don't want to be stuck in a very, very narrow rut with regards to your clothes choice, but you really need to understand what are the aspects that define what you like and what you don't like. And so for you, you're saying, no, I really need to have that V-neck because I don't want to have a tight collar, makes my head look, squat or something. You really need to have that. So understanding what you're trying to accomplish and what the real issue is, gives you the freedom to expand your wardrobe and to experiment. So I know I can experiment as long as I maintain these basic guidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's really the key.
Yeah. And, you know, Kevin, one of the things that we neglected to mention why this channel about money is talking about spending money on clothes, or is talking about fashion or design, if you will, or style.
Yeah.
And it comes down to the fact that the money affects everything, right? And we say it in our opening, living a savvy life is about looking at your finances from a lifestyle perspective. It's about being purposeful. And in our work with clients, a key piece of what it is that we do for a living is we work with clients to help them create a spending plan for where they want their money to go. And what we found again and again and again is that outside of food, the number one area where people most often overspend, but with the least amount of satisfaction, is on clothes.
Yep.
Right? In fact, in that Savvy Wardrobe presentation that we do, we found statistics that demonstrate that we have a tendency to only wear about 10% of our wardrobe.
Yep.
And that's a lot of money, and that is a lot of closet space on things that are making you feel guilty. And we will have no room for guilt. All that now, if you decide that you want to do this, if you want to go ahead and start cleaning out your closet, all that is you're looking at that as data. That is information so that moving forward, you can start making better decisions about how you want to dress yourself. And quite frankly, if you're still like really struggling with that and it's within your means, hire a stylist. That's what they do, right? They can go through the stuff you already have, and then they can take you shopping, and within your budget, right? It's all part of that agreement that you have with them. They get an understanding of what it is that you like, and then they just have an eye. Some of the best investments I've made is in hiring a stylist.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, what you're really looking for here are what do you like, what do you don't like, and understanding that so that you know what not to buy and then what to buy.
Right.
Melissa, you were talking about the importance of a spending book in order to keep track of what you want to buy so that you're not just going into a store and shopping somewhere randomly. In order to do that, in order to fill out your spending book, and again, our spending book is just a book where we put down this is what we want to spend money on. We want to focus on this so that we have purpose behind our purchases. You have to know what to put in that book, and to do that you need to understand a little bit about what your style is, what type of clothes appeal to you, and for what reasons.
Yeah, you should pay attention to what it is that you feel really confident in, right? So that day that you come home and you're not kind of exhausted and maybe you don't want to change your clothes just yet, what are you wearing, right? One of my favorite clothing stories, I have two favorite clothing stories I'm going to share with you guys real quick. So one is I was talking about the stylist that I've worked with. Well, the name of her company is Beyond Black. And that's the whole idea is I'm going to take you beyond black. We're going to go shopping. We're going to, brighten up your wardrobe, etc. So she goes through my closet and we inventory what it is that the gaps in my closet. And the way she works is you meet her at a store. This particular store she took me out was Macy's in San Francisco, which is actually a lovely store. And she had the dressing room already filled with clothes that she had pulled. There was champagne in there. It was just a fantastic experience. So I'm trying on some clothes. And she takes this thing that was hidden behind all these other clothes, and it was this shirt. And she grabs it and she looks at me and she says, "Look, I know that the name of my company is Beyond Black, but black is your color." And I grabbed my phone. I said, "Would you please call my mom? I want you to say those exact words." And so what I loved about that experience is that I had some reservations about having somebody else. I didn't want somebody else shopping for me and pushing their style on me. A really good stylist will pay attention to what it is that you're saying, and they want you to be comfortable. It's not just about how you look, it's about how comfortable you are. The other thing that I will tell you is my own confession and experience in really understanding the power of falling in love with a particular clothing item. Many years ago, I had kind of stumbled on these pair of boots. It was a high heel boot. It had a really thick heel on it, but they were laced up, but they were almost had a Victorian look to it. And I love costuming. I love the Victorian time period as far as fashion goes. And the boots were like $30. And so I grabbed them and I thought, well, they'll be fun. I'll be able to wear them, out to dinner or something like that. Well, I started speaking in them, started doing presentations in them. And I can honestly say I probably did about 70 speeches in those boots. What I loved about them is I was laced in, I'm only 5'3", so it gave me a little bit of height. I knew I wasn't going to fall because it had a decent heel to them, right? And so I wasn't worried about how I was dressed, and they made me feel confident. And I loved the look of them. Well, I was in New Hampshire. I given a speech the night before. I wore those boots, and I was packing up, and it was daylight. And I grabbed the boots, and I'm like, oh, I just can't wear these anymore. And even though I only paid $30 for them, they weren't like the best of material. I was so surprised how long they lasted. The unfortunate thing is there was nothing to mend, right? It wasn't leather that could be refreshed. It was, the heel was actually still pretty good. But I remember that before I left them to their death in that hotel in New Hampshire, I took a picture of them. That is an indication of a good purchase,
Yep.
right? And I'm not a fast fashion fan. Those wooed me, if you will. But I want to give you that story to give you an idea of that feeling, right? That's the way, we're not going to feel that way about every single piece of clothing that we have, but we should feel that way about a lot of the clothes that we have.
Well, I think that the idea of, as painful as it is to go through your wardrobe and put all your clothes on, that's an important exercise to do, because you really need to see how comfortable the clothes are to decide if you want to keep them, if you like them or not. Personally, I stick with natural fabrics. You'll never find me in a polyester or a polyester brand clothing. I just don't feel comfortable in it. I have all natural fibers. And knowing that, I know not to buy those. The last thing I would want to do is put a polyester shirt on and then get in front of an audience and deliver a speech. I would be scratching myself the entire time. It would be very distracting. So, but I know that, so that's how I can go shopping. And again, that's the same thing for anybody who is watching this video, is that if you understand what you like and what you don't like, what makes you comfortable and gives you the confidence, those are the things that you want to buy. And again, not saying that you have to buy only one set of clothes that fit that bill. Identify that family so you know where to go looking from and what to use as a basis.
And this advice about going through your entire wardrobe. This is advice we've been giving to our clients. This class that we give for 8-9 years, way before Marie Kondo came around. So there was something in the era of us and getting her message before it came out in book form, translated in English and come out in book form. But that really is such phenomenal advice that she gives of everything that we have, everything we own should spark joy is her term around it. So I think that we've given you the information that you need to know, that barometer, right? If you want to mend it, if you want to have it tailored or taking your shoes to a culvert, great indication, knows you're on the right track. Use that data in cleaning out your closet. The items that you want to keep, they are your North Star for the types of clothing that just make you very happy, and you can use that. Get rid of what isn't working for you. Start to write in your spending book what it is that you do want to replace those items, to add fresh items. And then, Kevin, am I missing anything else around that?
No, you really have it. It's a whole idea of identifying what doesn't work and then what does work.
Yep. Yeah. So a while back, we did another video on savvy clothes shopping, the process, and we'll put a link to that in the notes below. So if you want a little bit more information about this particular topic, please feel free to check that out. In the meantime, just remember, money affects every aspect of our lives, and it is critical to look at your finances from that lifestyle perspective. So if you'd like some more information on living a savvy life, you can check out our website, thesavvylife.com. For tons of articles on there. You can check all that out. We're on the various social medias. Would love to connect with you there. And of course, as they say, like and subscribe.
Correct.
Yeah. Anything else, Kevin?
Nope, I think you got it all covered.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.